find out yesterday about the injury?
Ryan texted me, so kind of like before it all got out, so just texted me.
Your initial reaction, and how do you go about just kind of familiarizing yourself with the guy that's going to be part of your basket back now?
How did I go about the situation?
Just how do you go about like learning about who Chase is as a receiver, and what was your initial reaction knowing that you guys got a piece?
Yeah, I mean, I was excited, of course. You know, he's a playmaker, big body, athletic, fast, good ball catcher. So, I was excited, of course, and just seeing what he can do in practice, so the different things that we do in practice, the routes that we give him. So just really just practicing with him and, getting to throw with him a little bit, that would just help me find out what he's doing.
Is this a sign of the team faith in you?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I think at any time when you trade for a player like him, you're just trying to make the team better. Kind of like Coach Blue said, we're just trying to make the team better overall. So.
Building your business online? Go to Wix.com and get your site up and running with a tailored creation experience.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just gonna keep it better. I'm not worried about the next 5, 10 years. I'm worried about this week.
Justin, was there a point where you went to Lou to the offensive coaches and said, "I want more design runs. I want to run the ball more"? It was just a matter of them figuring it out at this stage for you.
Yeah, it was just a matter of them, putting it in more. I'm willing to do whatever for the offense to help us win games.
The dynamic of running the ball. How much confidence does it give you downfield throwing the ball, just because those legs are involved so much more?
I don't think running. I don't think it correlates when you passing the ball. I think it just gives the defense, more things to worry about in terms of me running the ball or the running back running the ball. But I don't think it does. I don't think me running the ball gives me more confidence passing the ball, to say the least.
Obviously, the biggest attraction is on the defense side of the ball, but you are basically the franchise leader of that team. You have to step up and kind of make sure that guys don't feel like we're kind of waving the white flag. This season doesn't matter. It's all about the future and kind of just keep that competitive fire going when guys see Roquan Smith playing and leading this team.
Yeah, I mean, nobody has that mindset on our team. Everybody on the team, including coaches, we want to win games. We want to win every game. So, nobody's waving the white flag. We're all attacking each day. Trying to be better, trying to improve each and every day. So just guys on the defensive side of the ball, they're gonna have to step up. Leadership's gonna have to step up over there. So we all talked about it. We all kind of went through it. Texted Roquan and just told him thank you for being the teammate he was, me being the brother he was to me, to everybody else. So of course that was a big loss to us, but we have the leaders on this team and the players on this team to step up.
How's your dynamic with this receiving group improved now? But obviously, your existing chemistry with Darnell, but now getting Nikhil back and adding Chase to this mix. How do you feel that chemistry has grown with the group as a whole?
I was grateful for the opportunity. I feel like I don't have any bad blood with anyone there, so it was hard to take offense to it because I know it's just the nature of the business.
You've been hoping for something new?
No, I wasn't. It's not like I was like, oh, I want to get out, or I hope I do. I was just letting the cards play how they were played.
Scheduled for the bye week?
Not like a vacation, but definitely a little getaway, mental reset for sure. But now I'll just shift my focus onto the Bears bye week. So got some money back, yeah. Sometimes I think if you get the right offer and depending on what kind of year you're in, you might want the draft picks rather than the other players. So I'm not too sure.
Well, it has something to do then with maybe just the overall direction of the team. Is that what you're saying?
It might have played a part, but I have no clue.
What did you know about Justin Fields, and how do you think the two of you can work well together?
Yeah, I know we're part of the same agency, so we have some common ground there. And I've been watching them as of late in terms of their most recent primetime game, and I know a lot of people are excited about how he's been playing, and obviously I'm one of those people, so I'm excited to work with him.
Over the next week, the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what's your long list of things to do to get up to speed and to actually contribute to the offense knowing all that's coming at you?
Yeah, well, playbook's obviously one. I think I'm trying to take the day-by-day approach. I'm not trying to figure everything out at once in terms of, where I'm staying, family and this and that. I think I'm just focusing on the playbook first and little extra meetings with coaches. That's probably just 1 and 2.
What excites you most about the opportunity you're going to get here?
I think just the way they perceive me here. Obviously, they went out and got me, so I think that says a lot about how they feel about me. So I think just the opportunity that they kind of gave me by picking me up.
They see in you that the Steelers hadn't seen from you?
I think they see, where I can provide them a lot of value, and I think they will want to utilize that.
I see it, you see it, they see it. It ain't nothing else to talk about, baby. Let's go. CNG Podcast. Come on, bear down.
Shout out to guys, CNG. Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Sugar and Vodka, and so happy to be on the CNG Podcast. Bear down, Chicago.
Hey everyone, this is Dr. Paulo here from Elite Gaming Mercs. I just want to let you guys know that I will be teaming up with the CNG Podcast. They have been a great support of what we do here on the channel, that I would really appreciate it if you guys can support them too. You could support them on either Facebook or YouTube by going to the search engines and hitting CNG Podcast. Again, that is CNG Podcast. You can go ahead and hit follow or subscribe to their channel. Afterwards, you'll be able to see me there giving you my sports opinions. All right? Take care. This is Dr. Paulo signing off. Deuces.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is G Walker, one half of the CNG Podcast.
And I'm CJ, the other half of the CNG Podcast. Yo, what's up, everybody? Good afternoon. Welcome to the CNG Podcast. This is the Bears Dolphins post-game show. We got our guy right here, Phantom J. How's it going, man?
What's good, man? How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. And G Walker, I guess, be coming in a second. But yeah, man, we're gonna be breaking down the Bears and the Dolphins game. We're actually going to be talking about, polls. What grade did we give him as far as the deals and stuff that he's made this week? So we're going to be getting to all that today, man. But Jay Phantom, since we got you in here, what is your thoughts about today's game against the Dolphins?
I think our offense showed a lot of evolution, showed a lot of heart. I think Justin Fields showed that, man, he's that guy that's a build around. You know what I mean? He's the guy to definitely build around on our offense. I think he proved that he's our quarterback. He proved that, what he could do. I said the last time I was on here, if you just tailor the game, the offense to what he can do, which is run and run play option, you'll see a better Justin Fields. And I think you've seen that. You see more run plays, some more run play options. And you see an improvement. You see better quarterback rating. You see better efficiency. You see him putting up yards. You see him putting up touchdowns. So I think, this game definitely showed the evolution of our offense, and it showed that if we can actually get an offensive line and maybe a couple more, one or two more weapons, we could be a dangerous offense. I mean, we already got the top running game in the league. You know what I mean? Now we just need sprinkle in a couple little things here and there, and then we'd be definitely some offense to compete with.
Okay. G Walker, anything you want to add?
No, I just want to add the game, was close. I thought the game was going to be close. I didn't think we were going to win, of course. But this team got some fight in them. This is a very disciplined team. This is a very focused team. This is a very, just get at you. We're going to fight you for every yard. We're going to fight you for every possession team. So for Eagle Blues team to come out here again, back-to-back weeks, and play hard, I couldn't ask for nothing else. You know what I mean?
Who ended up winning?
We lost.
Yeah. Sorry about that, y'all. My mic was muted. But I was going to say the offense has definitely improved over the last several weeks. I like what I've seen from the offense. I think it will be improved. It will be moving better moving forward. The defensive line has got to get better. They've got to get more pressure on the quarterback. We saw that a lot today, that Tua was able to get enough time. He was able to make the throws when he needed to make, and that's what pretty much hurt the Bears today was the passing game. As far as the secondary for the Bears, I thought those guys did a pretty good job of containing the Dolphins' wide receivers, keeping them in front of them, not making them get behind them and get those big plays. So overall, from what I got from today's game, offense was played good. I was wishing they would have went more to the running game, more instead of just having Justin just run out there. But Justin had a good game today. Had the most yards for quarterback in one game, which was real cool for him to do that. Defensively, they got to improve. Yeah, G Walker. Yeah, went 17 of 28, 123 yards, 3 touchdowns. We're adding 178 yards on the ground. Those 166 yards were the most by a quarterback in the regular season NFL history, man. So kudos to Justin Fields for that. For all you guys calling him a bust, for all you guys saying that the Bears should trade him, y'all know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah, put that up there one more time, man, so the people can see it. Yeah, man. So that's what our quarterback has done today. The quarterback that some of you are saying that, the Bears should trade and the Bears are suck. But we know some of you guys are trolls. We know that this is what some of you guys like to do. But hey, it's all good. But actually, let's get into the next overlay. If you got one, G Walker.
Oh, the next one I'll get into, man. It just was a tough game. 32-35. Who thought the Bears were going to put up 32 points? Anybody?
No.
I sure didn't think we were going to put up 32. I sure didn't think we was going to put up 32.
So Jay, so Do you think this is the norm for us going forward? What do you think about this offense going forward? Because it's been like the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's been like this, man. What do you think about this offense?
Offensively, man, I like what I'm seeing. Like you said, in the past 3 weeks, we've put up 20 plus points a game. You know what I mean? There's no more of that, dink and dank, 10 points, 14 points. We're putting up 20 points a game, which is right there on par with the league. You know what I mean? You need to. I don't think we need Justin Fields running as much as he did today. I think that's a recipe for disaster. Look, go see Cam Newton for that. Proof of that. You know what I mean? When you have your quarterback rushing that much. But at the same time, you can't get away from what's working. And he was able, the way he was seeing the field and the way he was seeing the running lanes, he had to take off. You know what I mean? He had to take off. He had to take the ball. And he's showing exactly what, C said. I'm not a bust. I'm not a bust. I'm not somebody that should have just been traded away. I'm that man. I just ran for 178 yards. 178 yards.
That's crazy. That's the man was pretty much dominating the game with his legs, bro. And it was like,
and then if you look at what he did, though, he was doing.
That was amazing to watch.
He was doing some Patrick Mahomes-esque type things. You know what I mean? Throwing the defense off when he was running up to the. He was running up to the, to the line of scrimmage, and he was looking like he was going to throw the ball. He was fake like he was going to throw the ball, get the defense on their heels, and then just take off booking it, running, and get that first down, get that yardage. And that's Patrick Mahomes-esque. That's what I've been telling people. Like, you got to watch him. He's got the ability to be like a Patrick Mahomes, like a Tua, like a Lamar Jackson. He's got that ability. We just need to put the offensive line around him and give him a couple offensive weapons.
Jay, I'm gonna have to agree with you, but at the same time, I have to disagree with you because I think he could be better than Tua. As far as his athleticism, he's better than Tua is at right now. I don't know if Tua is hurt, but as far as his athleticism, he's a lot faster than Tua. He seems to understand how to get first downs when he's on the run. I thought Tua was gonna do that today, get some rushing yards, but it seemed like I don't know if he was hurt or if just Brisker did a good job of just confronting him when he did make those runs out. But for what I see from Justin, he just looks a completely different quarterback as far as on the run, as far as making those running plays.
Yeah, Justin is a far better athlete than Patrick Mahomes as far as running with the ball. As a mobile quarterback, it was way more. But I get what you're saying, though, Jay. As far as that ability to sidearm throw, to be accurate, Justin has some of the same abilities, man. He has a little bit more physical ability than Patrick Mahomes. So when you
athletically, he's up there.
Yeah, he's probably at the top of the list. So you put that with the strong arm, the strong body, the mental toughness, the physical toughness. You know what I mean? He's learning how to elevate his team with everything not around him. As far as like the perfect wide receivers, the perfect O-line. He's actually playing above the level of what your team is not even that great to be at yet. So you add all that together, he looks like this. He actually might be our franchise quarterback. But we got a comment from Veronica, Necessary Evil. She said, we still lost the game. Why? I was at work, didn't see any of it. We lost the game because we traded to probably our best defensive players. What y'all think about that?
Well, I'm gonna say this. The reason why we lost the game is because the defensive line is not where it needs to be. That's what I saw today from watching that game from start to finish. The defensive line did not really bring pressure. It put pressure on the secondary to play the line, and the linebacker spot really didn't do too much today either. So really, the secondary got put in a bad spot because it pretty much they had to play like the back end of the field. They had to play the middle of the field. So within that, they had to play two different spots. So that's, to me, what really lost the game today was the Bears' D-line not getting any pressure.
Hey, Jay, what you think about that? The defense, the D-line, what you think?
Man, I honestly, we traded away the heart of our defense. We showed up on fourth down in key instances, but the fact is we traded away the heart of our defense, and we played with little heart at times. You know what I mean? When it came down to it on fourth down, they played with some intensity, but you're not gonna win many games when you don't have a single defender with 10 plus tackles. We didn't have a single defender with 10 plus tackles, not one. We didn't get not one
God
fumble,
damn you,
not one
Sandberg.
interception, not one fumble, not one sack. We're not going to win like that.
I agree. I totally agree.
Okay, I definitely agree with you. But let me say this real quick. Let me ask y'all this question when it comes to Roquan real quick. Do you guys believe if we would have kept Roquan, do you believe that he would have signed with the Bears after the season?
Yes.
As far as from his contract?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
The man wanted to be here. In the offseason, what he did was a power move. He tried to make a power move, which, I mean, look at Roquan Smith's production since he's been in the league, and his stats are right up there with Ray Lewis. You put up them kind of numbers, and you gonna want your bag, respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
And he deserves every bit of whatever he's gonna go out there and get paid. But it should have been us to pay it to him. I understand we're rebuilding, and I understand that we need to rebuild on the offensive side of the ball, and we need to focus on the offensive side of the ball. We do. But you don't trade away the hardcore and the heart of your defense. You need to build around somebody on defense too. You can't just build around the offense and then forget, about your defense. You got to build around your defense too. And he was a dude to build around. He was a solid leader, solid teammate, and the man put up stats right up there with a Hall of Famer and Ray Lewis.
I just think it's just the Bears. They had a point to. There's a lot of things going on with Roquan and the Chicago Bears. One, we have to pivot to the offensive side of the ball for once, as far as building around an offensive player. Two, Roquan turned down the money 2 times. He turned down the money twice.
Mm-hmm.
3, he didn't have an agent. So it just seems like it's not going to meant to be. But the best thing that they did was actually just pivot to Justin Fields and building around him. Now, I will say, we're not going to be able to win games without having a linebacker that we need. So the fourth thing is, what type of linebacker are we going to put in that system as far as Eberflus? What is he looking for? Is it a wheel linebacker? Because we have to draft this draft. Go ahead, CJ.
I'm gonna say a linebacker, but really, G Walker, you can upgrade a linebacker at any time, bro. The Bears' problem is that defensive line. They don't get enough pressure. They don't get sacks. The ends don't get to the quarterback. The interior is getting shredded game after game after fucking game, bro. So it's the defensive line. That's the number one thing that the Bears need to really put a focus on, whether it's in the draft or whether it's in free agency. They got to get that defensive line going, because it don't matter what linebacker you get. If that line is not doing their job up front, it's not going to make a difference.
Totally agree. But let's get to one comment from Mr. Warren Smith. He said the reason why we lost the game was block punts and ref. Jay, what you think about that? Did it come down to that block punt and the refs?
I don't think it came down to 1 or 2 plays. I don't think it came down. I think if the ref made the proper play for the pass interference, we definitely are within field goal range and we can possibly win that game. But we put ourselves in that position, not being able to stop their offense. We kept the ball the entire time. We maintained control of the ball and time of possession, which is great. We did that with our running game, but when their offense touched the field, we weren't able to stop them, and that's where we failed. And that's effectively what I see lost us the game, because our offense was able to stay right there with them. Offensively, every time they scored, we was right there with them. We moved the ball, we was in the red zone, but when it comes down to it, our defense could not stop them. Now, I will agree with C. We do need somebody in the middle. We do need a defensive line. But I will say I don't feel like a linebacker is that easy to replace, especially if you look at the upcoming list of free agents. I think Lavonte David's the only good linebacker in free agency coming up. And he's 32 passes, you know what I mean? 32. I don't know of how many studs linebackers we got in the draft, but essentially that trade put us in. That trade is going to be equivalent of how do you value a second-round draft pick? Because you got 2 trades involving second-round draft pick. You got one where you gave away a guy for a second-round draft pick who put up numbers historically with a historic linebacker. Then you traded and gave away a second round draft pick for a guy who's put up mid-tier numbers his career. Now you could argue that Claypool had an old Ben Roethlisberger thrown to him his first 2 years, and give him that argument, but it's going to come down to that pick is he's either going to have to be a stud or bust. He's going to have to be a stud or bust.
And that's going to help us segue into our next topic, our next overlay, which happened over the weekend or the week, whatever. Was this guy right here, the guy you talking about, that second round pick? This guy right here. CJ, go ahead and take your thoughts, man. What you think about this guy right here, man? I think this is something that we needed. Getting Claypool was something that we needed, man. I think we needed this for him to build chemistry with Justin. A bunch of games before the end of the offseason, man. This was right on time to me. So, but I think this was needed, man. We've been screaming for help for a receiver all this time. You know what I mean? So now we finally got one. So what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer Claypool, but I'm gonna also get into what Jay was talking about the last thing he was talking about as far as the linebackers. I want to go back into that, but as far as Claypool is concerned, I thought it was a great pickup for them to do, because you have to think about it. There wasn't too many wide receivers available going into free agency that I thought that would have changed the dynamic of this team as far as getting that big receiver that I thought they needed. So, for them to give up a second round pick to get them, people may feel different about that, but you have to really hit gold in the draft when you're getting players. You have to really get players that fit your system, and sometimes those players that you want may not be there. Now, luckily for the Bears, Brisker was there. Luckily for the Bears, Gordon was there. So, but you're not gonna always get those diamonds in the rough, or get those pure diamonds in the draft like that. So you're gonna have to pick and choose your spots. But I actually like the move, man, to answer your question. And and hold on. And one more thing with the linebackers that Jay was talking about. I agree with you, Jay. But at the same time, you gotta ask yourself this question: would they would have gotten the same? If Roquan being here would have been the same thing that we seen today with Roquan being here with that front, right, with that defensive front? Because you gotta look at it too, because we ain't been seeing that throughout the whole season. Roquan was here, and it didn't make a damn difference because we still had the record that we had. So I just want you to think about that, as far as moving forward. But G-Walk, you go ahead and continue, man.
Man, great takes, man. Great takes, man.
Yeah, your mic, man.
Oh, we just gonna keep going. Keep going to what we talking about, these wide receivers, man, because the offense, to me, has looked like they're building towards their quarterback for the first time in franchise history. Jay, what do you think that Mooney provides as a wide receiver? And what do you think Claypool provides as a wide receiver? Because he says we're different receivers, but in a good way. What do you think that they're great at that's going to make this team better and they're different at?
Honestly, I haven't seen much of Claypool to be too, excited with him. He's a big body, 6'4", 230, I think. He's a big body. That's something that you need. You know what I mean? But Mooney provides explosiveness. Mooney's compact, but he's fast. He runs great routes, and he gives you that explosive playability. My man, I mean, go see the Minnesota catch. Go see the Minnesota catch with the one hand. My man pulls off. I mean, he pulls off some very difficult, throw it up there and catch it type plays. Claypool is the jury's still out on him. I mean, he came out 2 years ago. This is his third year. Like I said, he had the old Ben Roethlisberger thrown to him. So I mean, you can't really. It's hard to put a finger on what he brings besides a big body. He's a big body, and he's got a lot of athleticism.
Right. And I think it's just a perfect match between big, and compact, like you said. I think having a speedy, fast receiver is critical in the short down situations. And I think having a big, tall, physical receiver is great in long distance situations. And that's something that the Bears that was lacking, that we didn't have. We had the guy that's a gadget guy in between zones. He could do some stuff, which was Mooney. Now we got a big body receiver that you can throw it up there and get it. And that's going to bring me to my next overlay, that didn't happen. And this is what a big body receiver can get you. This right here, this was going to win us the game, but we didn't get the call. Jay, what do you think about this, man?
I think that was a blatant I was about to cuss. I think that was.
You can cuss, man. We got out. It's our platform, bro. We don't answer to no fucking body.
I think that was a blatant fucking missed call. Goddamn it! I mean, my man clearly pulled him down. He had the arm around the waist. I mean, the picture shows it says 1,000 words. Look at that shit. My man was trying to do something strange to him for a piece of change. I mean, look at him. He was sitting there. He was hugging him like it was prom.
Right.
Like, come on now. And we didn't get a single call. Not one referee was like, you know what? Maybe I should throw a flag here. No, not. And it especially down in a key moment of the game, like nobody was like, that looked like excessive. That looked like some, come on now. They was all up on each other. No.
And this was a ridiculously missed call by the referees this game today, man. And for them, none of them to point this out and give us that pass interference was fucking disgusting. Referees were trash for this, man. He hugging that man like he's two-stepping with him. You know what I'm saying? CJ, go ahead, bro.
Man, look, I'm not a person that's for people losing their job or, people, of course, getting fined because, of course, you got to feed your family and do what you got to do. But this was complete bullshit right here. I don't know how the hell do you miss this call? Well, he has his damn hand wrapped around his shoulder like they slow dancing. It's ridiculous. And there was a couple of calls that they missed today. But I thought this was, you can't have calls missed like this during key points of the game. This was down towards the end of the game. They blew the call. It should have been a flag because it was two guys there. It was two defenders there. This guy's grabbing him. The other defender is just there. So why it wasn't called? So they definitely going to have to explain what happened here. I definitely want to know what happened during this play and why they didn't make that call. Your mic, you walking your
all
mic.
terrible, man. That was a terrible play. We should have got the fucking pass interference. But we kept our draft position by not winning this game. So it's a silver lining, man. So you can't be too bad. But let's go into something that I thought was funny during this game was this right here. Justin Fields was actually running out of bounds for a first down. And this is what Mike McDaniel, the head coach for the Miami Dolphins, said to him. Stop it. Just fucking stop. Because Justin was killing these boys all fucking game. The coach had to say, stop it. Like, bro, please, quit it. This was so funny and so real. I had to find this, man. I had to pull this up. CJ, what you think about Mr. Mike McDaniel? Like, hey, man, bro, can you please just stop, bro?
I'm not surprised, man, because Justin was running all over these guys, making throws when he needed to. Man, if it wasn't just for those bad calls and a couple of the penalties, man, the Bears could have pulled this game off. That's why the Bears are in a good position, whether win or lose this season. All they have to do is get a couple of good players, make a couple, upgrades and whatnot, and they're right there. So the fact that we're seeing Justin become this quarterback now during the season, I did not expect this to happen at all. But I'm glad that it has happened. We're gonna see this more and more moving forward. And think about this: even in the Cowboys game that the Bears lost to, Justin was doing the same thing. And the Cowboys defense is one of the top in the NFL. So the fact that he's doing this week after week, we've been seeing it over and over again. Man, it's a beautiful thing. And guess what? We better than the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, I said it. Fuck Green Bay.
Fuck the Packers.
Now guess what? Y'all want to flag me? Flag me then.
What you think about this, Jay?
I mean, it's an accurate mean. That man was running. Come on now. 17 to 28, 123 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns. Come on now. And then the man went 15 carries, 178 yards. That man was doing whatever he wanted to. He saw the field well. He didn't throw a single interception. He saw the field well. He didn't rush himself. He took the ball, and tucked it and ran when he needed to. He threw it when he needed to, and he threw it well when he threw it. Justin Fields was doing what he wanted, showing what I said. I said it when I was on your podcast last. I said you let the man run, and you call some more run play options. Let him do his thing, play his type of game. I said let him do his type of game and watch what he does. I called it. And the man did after he said it. I'm tired of hearing that we're almost there.
Yep.
He said, I'm tired of hearing that we're almost there. And then what he do? He start going the fuck off.
Yep. You might.
We're gonna give y'all a couple of minutes on the commercial break. We're gonna come back, get into the later part of the show, the last part. We got a couple of overlays left, a couple of things to talk about. Then we're gonna get out of here, you guys. So we'll see you guys in a second.
All right.
Yo, 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 yo.
Mm-hmm.
No, what did you say about Spain?
All right, we back from commercial break. Okay, well, I guess we're back from commercial break. I had to take a little break myself. I just came back in, but let's get into this next overlay. G Walker that you put up. The Bears 2023 draft picks, first round. They got a second round pick of them. I believe that second round pick went to the Steelers. I think it's Jay's.
What was that?
Your background.
Sorry about that.
Okay, are we good now?
Sound a little bit to me.
Hold on.
Oh, that's better. Good job. Good job. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we straight. Okay, yeah. As I was saying, first round the Bears got their second round pick. They gave it to the Steelers for Claypool. They got the Baltimore Ravens second round pick. They got the third round, the fourth round pick from the Eagles with the Robert Quinn trade. They got the fifth round pick. They also got the Baltimore fifth round pick, and they got a seventh round pick. And they got plus over $100 million, which I believe that is $123 million as of today.
34.
Going in. Say that again, Drew Walker.
134 million.
134 million? Okay, I thought it was 123. Okay. All right, so what do you guys think of how the Bears are set up going into next year?
I'll go first with this one. I'm gonna say that second round pick that we need to draft immediately is a offensive lineman. Immediately. The third round pick, that's got to be a defensive tackle. Fourth round pick, got to be a defensive end. That fifth round pick, receiver. Another fifth round pick, safety. That seventh round pick, I think that seventh round pick is probably another lineman. Jay, what you think about what you see going with these picks? What you taking? What you taking with these?
I'm looking for the first round pick to be an offensive weapon. Something on the offensive side, definitely with the first rounder, whether it be a lineman, a receiver, a tight end, something. We definitely need to take something with the first round, with it being on the offensive side. Second round pick, I agree. We need to address the defensive side, and it's one of those situations. Since we traded Roquan for a second one, I feel like this guy he either has to be a stud or a bust type situation. You don't put, you know what I mean? Third and fourth rounder, I hope that we can, start filling some holes between the defensive and offensive line. I think both lines need attention. But I feel like we can definitely address the offensive line with free agency more than the draft. I think drafting wise with the offensive linemen, we haven't had great success recently. And we do have at least, I think I saw 4 to 5 pretty good offensive linemen coming up in free agency. So, I mean, I think we definitely need to address the defensive line, though, with either the third or fourth round or possibly both. The fifth and seventh round, I mean, best player available. I think you have to go with the best player available strategy. Fill the needs that you have, but you got to go with the best player that's available when you get to those rounds. You know what I mean? It's pick and choose, and then it's really a crapshoot on what you get.
Right. CJ, before I ask you, after I ask you what your rundown on these picks are, take over with your overlays, man. Go ahead to what you got up in here. But CJ, give me the picks where we going, bro. After this, give me your picks. I want the rundown, bro. I love your perspective, and I listen to your takes, and I know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. So
yeah, but after this, let's go into this, man. We got this up here right now. Let's go into this. Yeah, we got this up here right now. But first round, I'm gonna say the Bears have got to get a defensive some type of defensive line, whether it's a defensive end, whether it's a defensive tackle, because you got to get someone that can at least disrupt the other team's opposing offensive line. You got to get somebody there. You cannot hit and miss on that. Because it's not too many. I don't know if it's too many guys available on free agency to fill that spot, but at least you can at least get at least 2 guys at least to fill in that offensive line, at least when it comes to drafting. Whether it be in the first round, whether it be in the second round, you got to get at least 2 guys in that spot. I'm going to say between the third and the fifth rounds, you could probably get a linebacker or 2 there, maybe get another corner, maybe get another safety, and then probably throw in an offensive lineman, in the last couple rounds. Because I think the offensive line is okay for right now, but I know they're going to make some upgrades in the offseason. I know there may be a couple of linemen available, and I think all the Bears need to do is just upgrade in a couple of spots in that offensive line. but I think the offensive line is in a better position than the defensive line is. Oh, G-Walk, I think you're muted, man.
I totally agree with you, man. But go ahead, CJ. I saw you got a couple of overlays in here, man. Go ahead, do your thing, big dog.
All right, bro. Let me go up to him. But of course, we talked about the Roquan trade. We already got everybody's thoughts on that. Now, it was one player that the Bears did get that I thought I would have seen today, but I didn't see much of him today. That was AJ. That was Klein. That they got from the trade from Baltimore. I didn't see much of him today. He's a little bit on the older side of his career. He's probably not going to be back next year. But, as you guys can see with the whole Roquan thing, what they're going to be paying him this year, then what Baltimore's going to be paying him. So that was the final piece of that trade that I thought that I would have seen on the field today, but I didn't see him. I've probably seen him maybe once or twice, but I didn't see him as much. And I believe we got... Hold on, I'm trying to look through here. And actually, this is the receiving core moving forward. Now, with Mooney being number one, I'll give him number one right now, but I'm expecting Claypool to be number one towards the end of the season. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting Darnell Mooney to be number two. Harry, it's going to be a toss-up between Harry and St. Brown for number three. Pennis maybe at number four. They may not bring him back, and then Isaiah Counter is I think he was released or he was let go. But that's pretty much what I got for that. And then of course actually guys, what do you guys think about this moving forward? Let's get into that first.
Man, Pettis is some cut trash. He's not coming back.
Okay.
Quantum and St. Brown, some cut, some trash. He's not coming back. He's getting cut from the team. Cutler, he's some trash too. I like him, but
he's gone already, so he's not even on the team. They got rid of him.
Kill Harry. I think Harry might be back. I think Harry could possibly be back. So Darnell Mooney, Claypool for sure, and Harry. I think those three come back.
Okay.
What you think about the receivers, Jay?
Honestly, I think it needs to be. CJ, I gotta disagree with you. I don't see Claypool as a number one receiver. I don't see him as a number one receiver. I think he's more of a two guy. He hasn't shown anything to me within his first 3 years to say number one guy. Again, yeah, he was playing with an older Ben Roethlisberger. You know what I mean? So you got to give him that. You got to give him a little bit of leeway there. But
and he had Juju there.
Yeah, and he had Juju there. But I think Mooney's that guy because Mooney just has Mooney and Fields just have a connection that is just ridiculous, man. And I don't think anybody's going to be able to come in and interject in that. And Mooney, I don't know that Mooney's a number one receiver in the NFL, but I think Mooney's definitely a top receiver in the NFL. I think Mooney's definitely a top 15 receiver in the NFL right now. And he's definitely put up the numbers the past couple of years. I mean, the most that Claypool's put up is, I think, 860 yards in the season.
Okay.
I think that's most. I don't think I'm pretty sure he hasn't broken 1,000 yards.
Okay. Well, we got Miss Sugar and Vodka that just pulled up to the podcast. Appreciate for having you come on.
Yo.
And, hey, what you guys say about this game? Cause I know you got something to say, Sugar and Vodka. So go ahead, let's have it.
I loved the game. It was a phenomenal outing by Fields. Our offense looked great. Our defense did their thing without, the captains, which was nice to see. And it was a sad ending. And I wished it wouldn't have ended the way it did.
I like that hat.
Yeah, I had to pull it out. I wore this to the game last week, so
Yeah,
I had to
I
wear it one more time.
Okay. Now what you think about the Roquan trade? Cause I know people got different opinions about it, but what you thought about it?
It was sad to see him go, but it had to happen just because we need the draft capital. We need the picks. And it was, I think there was some grades that were D+, B-. It was all around the board, but I think it needed to be done. And I was a big fan, so it was a huge, it is a huge loss, but it's business, and it's just sad when one of your favorites go.
Okay,
Did Valence Jones play today?
Who? You said Valence Jones? I think he was out.
Yeah.
He was out. And speaking of the wide receivers, Sugar, what you think about Claypool? Because some people like the idea of him being here.
I love the idea.
Okay.
And
I'm
sad that he got robbed at the end. And he could have had a huge play at the end, and guy hugged him to the ground. Bear hugged him.
Right. G Walker, what was your question for
We supposed
Sugar?
to have that.
Yeah. And what was your question for Sugar? G Walker.
I was gonna ask you, Sugar. So, what do you think? How is he gonna help Mooney? Will have them two being a 1-2 wide receiver. What does he bring that's better than Mooney, or he can help that some Mooney can't do good as him? What is he better at than Mooney? What you think?
Because he's good at going down the field. He's good for those long passes, and that's what we need. And that's what Fields is good at, and learning and getting and improving. So I think he'll be a great addition.
So you kind of came in toward the end, which is perfectly fine. But I want to ask you, what do you think we're doing with these draft picks right here? Go ahead, give me your spiel. The first pick, whatever you think. Go ahead.
I think we'll go O-line, and I think we'll probably do some more wide receivers. But I'm hoping, I don't know what we'll do, but I'm hoping that we'll get a much stronger offensive line, which obviously we need. We're going to need a little bit more defense now. And we need another wide receiver.
Okay.
I agree. I totally agree.
But definitely, we don't need a QB. We have our QB of the future.
I mean, there's no arguing that. The way he's been playing over the last couple of weeks, he definitely is looking like that moving forward.
So, Sugar, did you see this right here? Toward the game, did you see what Mike McDaniel said to Fields? He told him, stop it. Just stop, bro. You're killing us. What you think of that?
That's ridiculous. And I don't know what he even meant by that.
I think it was a compliment more than anything,
Oh, yeah. You're right. I read the article. Yeah, because he was killing all their plays. Their defensive plays.
And Sugar, I know you an anti Green Bay Packer fan. What you think about Green Bay today? Only scoring 9 points against a 1-6 Detroit Lions team.
I told my Lions friend, I was like, you guys are gonna win. They're trash. He's like, well, we're both trash. And I was like, yeah, but I'm telling you, they're a fire trash dumpster of shit.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that Green Bay lost against Detroit, only scored 9 points. All you Green Bay Packer fans talk about Justin Fields, I bet you wish you had Justin Fields, don't you?
2 interceptions. It was beautiful.
By the GOAT,
beautiful to watch.
The GOAT Aaron Rodgers?
Beautiful to watch.
Man, but it's crazy, man.
I love seeing the downfall.
Yeah, the downfall is just going. It's just crazy, man. The downfall is insane. G Walker, I know you wanted to say something, man. So go ahead, man. Oh, like he came out and came back in. But the Bears. Who does the Bears have on the schedule next? Can anybody tell me?
Give me 1 second.
All right.
The Lions. We play the Lions next week. Oh. It's the salute to service game.
Oh yeah, TJ. Speaking of the Lions game, we got a podcast to do with the guy from the Detroit podcast, The Huddle.
Okay.
We got that guy, so we'll be doing a spot on that.
Okay. But for that, okay, G Walker, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to get everybody's opinions on here while we're on here. Now, what do you think? Since Detroit beat Green Bay, a team that's supposed to be better than us, What do you think the Bears are going to do against that team next week? Sugar, let's start with you.
I think we'll win.
Yeah, I think we're gonna mess around. This will be the 4th win of the season. I think we might get this one. I think so.
Definitely think we'll win.
So we've lost what against the Cowboys. We won against the Patriots, and we've lost against today. So it's win one, lose one to win one. So it looks like we might win one.
The Cowboys was going to be a hard win to take, but we played great against them, and Justin Fields did his thing there as well.
And how was your trip? Matter of fact, how was Dallas? How was Jerry World?
It was great. Everything's kind of like a blur. I was like, if I didn't have the pictures, I wouldn't. I was like, what, was I really there? Okay, yeah, I was. But it was a great time. And great outing, Bears fans everywhere.
Okay. Cool. And Jay, what's your take about next week, man? What do you feel like how the Bears are going to do next week against Detroit?
I'm both optimistic and concerned. I mean, we lost against Washington, which is a bad team, but I think we're a different offense since then. So I think we run all over them. I think Justin Fields has another monster game where he's running the ball and then, throwing off his heels. You know what I mean? So I think we win that game. I think we need to win that game. I think that's a must-win. I think that's a must-win game throughout for this season.
Your mic, G Walker, your mic. You gotta unmute your mic, G Walker. Your mic.
So let me ask y'all this: are we competing against Green Bay for draft picks?
I'll let them answer that.
We are. We're winning.
Okay, because we're in the same division. We got the same record, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Something to think about. Something to ponder.
They wanted Clayton.
Yeah.
This was something and this is one of the overlays CJ pulled up. CJ, go ahead and tell us, man, because it looked like we beat them to the punch. Green Bay. Go ahead, man.
Man, Ryan Poles beat them to the punch, man. And the thing is, it's all about where the Bears are positioned. Of course, people think that we're going to lose and lose and lose. So basically what it came down to is they're expecting Green Bay to win. So, okay, let's say, it may be 5 picks that the Bears may be, down as far as where Green Bay is at. Okay, we're gonna take the worst pick. We're going to take the worst pick. So I really just think that it came more down to what the Steelers thought the Bears pick was going to be than Green Bay. But it would be kind of funny because my man Ken from the Hollis Hall Report brought us up today. Shout out to Ken, the Hollis Hall Report. He said it would be funny if the Bears had a better record than Green Bay, and in that pick that the Steelers have from us would become a higher pick. So it's something to think about moving forward. But what you guys thought about actually let's do this. What grade would you give Ryan Poles for what he's done so far with the trades, getting the draft picks and everything? What grade would you guys give Ryan Poles? Jay, let's start with you. What grade would you give Ryan Poles for that?
Man, I got to give my man at least like a B, solid B. He's gotten us some draft equity. The Roquan one kind of hurt me. Not just as a fan of his, but as a Bears fan. I feel like we could have got for a top tier and potential, I think top 5 free agent coming up. I think we could have possibly gotten a first rounder from somebody out of him. But I definitely think Poles has definitely made some good moves. He's gotten us draft equity. He's gotten us cap space. And he's put us in a position to where this offseason we could really start making some noise as long as free agents want to come here. That's something that you mentioned last podcast I was on, man. Free agents don't be wanting to come here.
Right.
But I feel like the emergence of Fields and with the way Fields has been playing, I feel like that is something that will attract people to come here, is the way that our offense is starting to play. So I definitely feel like Poles has definitely made some good moves, and I give him a solid B.
Okay. Sugar, what about you? What grade do you give Poles for the trades and for?
I give him a strong B+. Okay. He got a lot when we had nothing. We literally had nothing, He got us extra picks. And for the draft capital we have going into this draft, I think I'll throw a party this year because it's going to be one of the best drafts that we've seen in who knows how long. And for Roquan, I do not think we could have gotten a first round. I think we got what we could for him. And yeah, like I said, it was sad to see him go, but we got what we could.
Okay. G Walker, what grade do you give Ryan? What grade do you give Pose for what he's done so far with the trades and the draft picks?
Hey, because you sacrifice, even though the defense is getting, but you got to rebuild. The Bears, like I say, you have to pivot from being a defensive team to a modern NFL team. You got to do it, man. So not giving one guy a bunch of money on the defensive end and pretty much saving money under while Fields is still a rookie under that rookie contract, and you get to build that team up, and you sacrifice one guy to get 10, 12, 13, 14 guys. So it had to be done, man. He held his guns. He stuffed his principal. He offered Roquan the money. He didn't take it 2 times. He didn't have an agent. Goofy ass didn't have an agent. So what are you supposed to do, man? So I give Pose an A, man, for not embarrassing Roquan, not talking bad about him, really being a chess and a poker player, really being a businessman, showing competence, showing patience, showing, hey, I'm going to like you said, I'm going to make this organization the best I can make it. So getting rid of a guy that you probably would have to pay $80 million to, like Ryan Pace paid Robert Quinn all that damn money, and you handicapped the cap, we couldn't make no moves. So good job for him understanding where we at in this moment of time and not giving Roquan all that money, and you still got time to build. You got draft pick to build the team going forward. I love it. I give him an A.
And
I gave him. Oh, go ahead, Sugar. Go ahead.
And also the players appreciated them going into the locker room and them talking to them as with respect and as men, not just, going behind their back. They talked to them about the trades, so they knew what and why, and they respected them for that. So, they keep the respect from the locker room as well, which is a huge, because they didn't have nothing. They lost respect from the fans, the locker room, from the NFL, really.
Okay.
I agree with you, Sugar. I totally agree with everything you just said.
I definitely agree. Okay. I gave him. Somebody asked me this question earlier today. I gave him a B+. And the reason why I gave him a B+ is because we got to see what those draft picks are going to be. First of all, the whole thing with Roquan. Of course, people don't want to see him go, but it's like, you gotta ask yourself, what has Roquan reached his ceiling? Because you got a guy who's a great, excellent cover linebacker. He covers the field very, very well. That's what he specializes in. But can he go and get you 7, 8, 9, 10 sacks a season? That's kind of tough to say, because how the Bears defense is. But the fact that they got what they got from him, I think it was all needed, And the fact that they was able to turn that second round pick into Claypool, you definitely gotta give kudos to Ryan Poles for that. You definitely gotta give kudos for that. But overall, I think he's done a pretty good job. We gotta see what those draft picks are gonna be, and we have to take it from there.
And we got a comment from S. Bartell. S. Bartell Gaming. That defense couldn't get off the field today. They need a lot of work on that side of the field, unfortunately. Jay, this been your thing the trend all day for you talking about this defense. So what you got to say about this comment, man? And I think he was going to how you went.
Honestly, look, I agree. Like I said with you, G, I agree that we need to pivot and build around the offense, but you can't forget that defense wins championships. You can put up all the points in the world,
I agree, man.
If you can't stop the other team, what's the point? We couldn't stop Miami today. We could not. Now, when it came down to fourth down, we showed some heart. You know what I mean? But throughout the day, the trend was we just couldn't stop Tua. We couldn't stop him. We couldn't stop Tua. We couldn't stop Waddle. We couldn't stop Hill. They were tearing our asses up. Middle of the field, where Roquan would be. Side of the field, where Johnson's at. tearing Eddie Jackson's ass up too. Like they were tearing us up. We need help on that side of the field. And I agree with your boy C.
So Jay, how long are you giving Ryan Poles and his staff to fix the holes in this defense? Is it one draft and free agency this year? Is it a draft and free agency? How long of a time are you giving them to fix this defense?
Good question.
It has to be the draft and free agency this year. You got to fill some holes. That second round pick of yours that you picked up for Roquan, it better be stutter bust. It better be stutter bust, because I agree with you. See, he might have reached his. You can't say he might have reached his plateau, but that's a hell of a plateau. Somebody putting up Ray Lewis numbers, that's a hell of a plateau. So you giving away a real good player, a solid player, a top linebacker in the league. Now, I do disagree. You don't need your middle linebacker out there getting you 10 sacks a game. You need your middle linebacker out there reading the offense, audibling for your defense, and setting the tone and making sure that when your defensive front gives up and can't hold up, that your linebacking core is right there to stop, the potential threat.
Okay. Sugar and Vodka, the same question.
This draft, it's what he's built all the capital for. It's what he's gotten all these picks for. It needs to be done. This draft and next season needs to be a stellar breakout season for everybody. Not 2 seasons from now. That was from the last, next season. And then they kept betting the farm and we're left with nothing. So they need to do everything right with this draft. And I have faith they will.
Okay, yeah, I definitely agree with Sugar what you said, and Jay what you said also. You definitely don't need 10 linebacker to get 10 sacks. I'll probably blew that out of proportion. But I'm gonna say they definitely got to do it in this draft. They definitely got to get the right players to fit the system. Get the players that are good that's available, but you got to make sure they fit your system, and you got to use them the right way. That's one. Now, as far as free agency, I don't know what's out there as far as what they can upgrade to. That's going to have to be something that maybe they can do, maybe they can look at, but I think it's going to have to be in the draft because they do have to probably re-sign a couple of players. Jay, you want something to add?
Darren Payne, stud defensive tackle from Washington Commanders, upcoming free agent, man. That's somebody that could plug up that hole on the defensive front, like you were talking about. Potential free agent to look out for.
Okay. G Walker, anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
You know what, man? I agree with everybody. To me, man, I just think that it has to be this draft for free agency, man. We can't have Fields and Mooney and Claypool and Komet and everybody, getting yards and getting touchdowns, and we can't stop any damn body. As much as we want to give the organization time to grow the talent, this is the NFL, man. You got to grow up quick. Organizations got to grow up quick. Vice presidents got to grow up quick. Like, we don't have that time frame of waiting 3 years and 4 years and shit. So you're getting one offseason to fix the defense, to plug the holes. And that's free agency in the draft, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to do it this draft, but it may take them another year to be a playoff contender as far as getting to a Super Bowl. I'm gonna give them a 2-year window, 1 year to get that defense to where it can be moving forward, and another year to really get this team gelling, because I don't think we can expect them to get it all done in one offseason and say, okay, we're going to get to the Super Bowl. That's when everybody's going to be mind-fucked going into that season.
Well, whoever's thinking about going into the Super Bowl next season is smoking crack.
Yeah, right. If you think about Super Bowl next season, I don't care who we add, you high as hell.
Right, so
let's just get the guys to stop gap stops in the middle of the court, of the field.
That would be the Cinderella story of the year.
Slow the hell down with the Super Bowls, man.
Yeah, let's get into the next comment. I got an echo.
Yep.
Okay, the next comment, it says, I don't think the Bears need too many upgrades. They just have talent. Their coordinators aren't anything special. That could be a focus in the offseason.
Oh,
what y'all think about that?
Whoa.
What y'all think about that?
Luke Getzey is a dog. Hold on. Luke Getzey is.
Put the drink down.
He might be one of the special ones, bro. Hold on.
All right, I'll hold on. I'll feel this one because I know this, man. Bartell's my dude.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, I wasn't a fan of the coaching squad to begin with. I wasn't sold on them. But I think the past couple weeks, Luke Getzey has shown initiative. He's shown inventiveness. And he's opened up the playbook. And he's shown to be smart. He's shown to be smart. He's shown to be a forward thinker. Now, defensively, different question. But offensive coordinator, I think we're good.
Okay, anybody want to add to that comment? Nope.
No, it's really nothing.
Okay. All right. Hey, Jay, I guess Jay hit it right on the head with that one. Yeah, we got another comment. This is my mother, actually. Hey, Mom, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping by on your busy Sunday. I know you're busy today, but appreciate you coming through. But before we get up out of here, since we're probably not going to be having a show next week because we're going to be on another show, what's everybody's predictions going into the game? I don't know if I asked this question already, but I'm gonna ask it again. What's everybody's predictions about the Lions and the Bears game since we're not gonna be here for next week?
You asked us, but we said I think we all said win, and I think Jay said we need
it
right.
It's okay. Let me rephrase that. Score prediction.
31-24, Bears.
Okay.
30-21 Bears.
Okay.
I'm going with whatever Jay said. Whatever Jay said, I'm going with Jay. 30-21 Bears.
Okay. And I for this game I got the Bears 35-21. So that's what I pretty much got. But G Walker, why don't you give a shout out to to the show we got coming up for next week, and letting people know where we're going to be at for next week and pretty much get ready to wrap this thing up. Oh, you got to your mic. You got to mute your mic.
We're going to be on the Detroit Lions podcast. They're part of the NFC Huddle Group, NFC North Huddle Group. Greg Rice, I think it's called The Pride. Don't quote me on that. I haven't been too familiar with it, but we won't be here next week on our own platform. We'll be on somebody else's. There you go, right there. The myth, the man, the legend. We'll be on his podcast. And I think that's yeah, we'll be on that podcast, man. We'll be on there. We'll update you guys. If you guys don't have anything else, that's gonna be it for me. That's gonna be it if y'all got anything else.
CJ, your mic.
Okay, sorry about that, y'all. But if anybody got nothing else to say, I appreciate everybody for coming through today. Jay, I appreciate you coming in, man, and I'll give you your takes. You have some very good takes, bro. Sugar and Vodka, appreciate you coming through when you can come through. Hey, we need your hat, your fashion. We need your voice. We need it all. People need to see that, man. We got to have a lady to put in her points and her takes. That's what it's all about. To everyone in the comment section, to all the comments down here, to Warren Smith, putting his comment through, to Veronica, who's been a supporter of this show since we've been starting, for her putting in her comment. I got a couple of family members in here putting in their comments. My mother as well. And then we got Mr. Bartell leaving his comments in. So we appreciate everybody for coming through, man. Everybody who's been watching the show from start to finish, we appreciate y'all. But other than that, that's gonna be it for us.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I got one more thing.
All right.
And Vodka fan. These people on the Detroit Lions podcast might try to gang up on us. So if I come on there and I see it's like 6 of them motherfuckers, we invite y'all to come on the podcast with us on that Detroit Lions podcast.
Just hit me up, man.
Stand by for the link. to CJ we send y'all because they might try to get all of us, get me and him, try to triple team us. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I've been talking a lot of shit.
Yeah, I'll be on standby, man.
I forgot, man. I think my mouth they probably got me in trouble. So, all right, man. But other than that, man, that's it for us. Y'all have a great Sunday. Appreciate it, everybody. And we'll see you guys next time. We're gonna hit y'all out with this outro. Y'all have a good one.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is G Walker, one half of the CNG Podcast.
And I'm CJ, the other half of the CNG Podcast.
Hey, CJ, I can't stay, bro. I got to go help with the groceries downstairs, man.
All right, man. Good show, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, good show.
All right, bro.